Hey guys, this is Ninjax doing another Dota 2 strategy video, and this is an important one. It's going to go over the logic of choosing a good hero for you and your team. Let me begin with a quick story that I'm sure many of you can relate to. I was playing a pub game, and as usual, I randomed and got Enigma. I bought wards and clarity potions to prepare for jungling. My teammates also had Crystal Maiden and Dragon Knight top lane, an amazing lane setup. Then these two random dudes on my team decides to pick Anti-Mage and Tidehunter and go dual lane bottom, leaving the mid lane open. So crap. Now I have to solo mid versus a Pudge with no health regen. And guess what happened? I got owned. Now I'm not entirely blaming my teammates because I could have handled my lane better, but it would have been a lot easier if they used their brains to pick a hero for solo mid and another hero for solo bottom. It pains me to see these footage again, so that's why I'm presenting how to pick heroes like a pro. For those of you who are newer to the game, this guide will help you narrow down the correct hero that's the best for your team's needs. For the experienced players who already know how to do this, I hope you appreciate the effort I'm putting into this guide so you don't have to suffer the pain that I've been through in the future. Now I do understand that there are many heroes in the game and a lot of players can't play them all. I want to create a simple system so even if you only know 10 heroes in the game, this system will allow you to determine which hero is a good choice. I have broken it down to 3 questions that you should ask yourself before you pick a hero. The 3 questions are: where should I own, when should I own, and how should I own? While they sound pretty self-explanatory, I'm going to briefly elaborate on each question and give you some real game examples at the end. Number 1. Where should I own? Take a look at your team. Figure out where they're going, and which lane needs help. If a lane is open, consider taking it. If a late game carry needs a babysitter, you can go help him out. If you're going to solo the heart lane, which is top for Radiant or bottom for Dire, it is generally a good idea to choose a hero that can protect themselves either through escape mechanisms or disables. If all the lanes are safely taken, you can also consider jungling. Number 2. When should I own? Some heroes are naturally better at early game. For example, Crystal Maiden has 2 great disables early on in the game, and she does not need a lot of gold to function well. On the other hand, a hero like Anti-Mage needs to farm and focus on owning in the later stages of the game. So if your team has a lot of early to mid game heroes, you can consider taking a late game hero. If your team has a few late game heroes already, taking a good early game hero will allow your team to get to the late game. Remember that most teams in professional games will only have 1 carry. Nothing pisses people off more than having 4 or 5 carries on the same team. In that case, you might as well play the game with one hand up your nose and the other down your pants. Number 3. How should I own? Once you have figured out where and when you should own, now you can focus on narrowing your choice down to one specific hero. This is the stage where you can look at your enemies, identify their weaknesses to exploit. For example, if your enemies have a lot of late game heroes, you can consider picking an early game pusher like Chen or Enchantress to take towers down really fast. Alternatively, you can look at the existing heroes on your team and find cool synergies to play with. Like if your teammate is playing the Shrek in the side lane, you can consider choosing Sand King. That way you have multiple stuns to allow for easy kills. Alright, enough theory crafting. Let's take these questions and put them into real game examples. The beauty of this method is that it will work even if you only know a few heroes. So for these examples, I'm going to pretend that I only know how to play 10 simple heroes. For this example, I'm going to be on the Radiant side. Number 1. Where should I own? Looking at the middle lane, we have a Luna as a solo. She's fine. Bottom lane, we have a Lich supporting a Juggernaut in a dual lane, and I think they're fine too. The only one left is a Disruptor going to top lane, and I think that's the lane that's going to have the most trouble. That's where I'm going to go. Number 2. When should I own? Looking at our heroes, we have Luna, who is a late game carry, also Juggernaut, who can carry in the late game. Therefore, I want to pick a hero that's good early in the game and doesn't require a lot of farm. Finally, how should I own? Looking at this lane, I'm going to be with Disruptor. I think Vengeful Spirit's stun is going to be useful in helping this lane. Not only that, looking at my opponents, they have Enigma, who has a powerful black hole ability. With my stun or swap, I can use it to cancel the black hole. With all the 3 questions answered, I think out of my 10 heroes, Vengeful Spirit is the best choice. For my last example, I will be on a Dire side. Number 1, where should I own? Looking at middle, we have Zeus solo, he's going to be fine. Bottom lane, we have Luna, who could use some help in the hard lane. Top, we have Bounty Hunter, and finally, we have a Clockwork Goblin in the fountain. I expect Clockwork to be going bottom lane because if you put him top with Bounty Hunter, it's going to be double melee, which is not the best choice. So top lane is where I'm going to go. The second question is, when should I own? We already have a late game carry with Luna. And in the top lane, Bounty Hunter needs a little bit of farm. So I want to pick an early game or mid game hero that doesn't require a lot of gold. And finally, how should I own? Looking at the enemy heroes, we have Phantom Assassin, Invoker, Crystal Maiden, Nature's Prophet, and Tinker. All of them have very low HP. So I think out of the 10 heroes I can play, Lina is the best choice for going top. She's going to be able to help Bounty Hunter in the laning phase, and she has the ability to burst my enemies down in the mid stages of the game. So that's it. I kept this very simple so every player of all skill levels can use this. Keep those 3 questions in mind when you pick a hero, and I guarantee you your team will perform better. Normally, this is where I tell you to subscribe for future videos, but I don't give a crap right now. I just want this video to help the community play better so you don't have to struggle the way I did. If you watch this video and still pick like a noob, I'm gonna f***ing report you for being a noob.